dramatic warning from Donald Trump just days before high-stakes nuclear talks. The U.S. president says if diplomacy fails, military action is on the table and Israel will lead the way. Here's what that means for the region and the world. On the 9th of April, on Wednesday, POTUS said Israel would be the leader in any military strike against Iran if it doesn't abandon its nuclear program. He said, and I quote, "If it requires military, we are going to have military." Israel will obviously be very much involved in that. They will be the leader of that, but nobody leads us. We do what we want to do.
But with Iran, if it requires military, we're going to have military. Israel will obviously be very much involved in that. He'll be the leader of that. But nobody leads us. We do what we want to do.
When did the clock run out on the talks?
That's because when the election was rigged, I figured they'd get the weapon because...
This warning comes just ahead of scheduled talks between U.S. and Iranian officials in Oman. Trump described them as direct talks, while Iran has insisted they remain indirect. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has expressed support for Trump's diplomatic push. He said Israel and the US share the same goal to stop Iran from developing nuclear weapons. Netanyahu also pushed for a Libya-style deal where Muammar Gaddafi gave up his nuclear program in 2023. He said, "I think that would be a good thing, but whatever happens, we have to make sure that Iran does not have nuclear weapons."
אני מסיים עכשיו ביקור שני בארצות הברית תוך חודשיים. ביקור חם מאוד עם ידידי הנשיא דונלד טראמפ. יכולתם להתרשם מהקרבה הגדולה והידידות הגדולה בינינו, והיא באה לידי ביטוי בנושאים שדיברנו. קודם כל איראן. אנחנו מסכימים שלאיראן לא יהיה נשק גרעיני. זה יכול לעשות בהסכם, אבל רק אם ההסכם הזה הוא הסכם נוסח לוב, שנכנסים, מפוצצים את המתקנים, מפרקים את כל המכשורים, בפיקוח אמריקני, בביצוע אמריקני, זה טוב. אפשרות שנייה, שזה לא יהיה. שהם סתם יגררו את השיחות, ואז האופציה היא צבאית. כולם מבינים את זה, על כך דנו באריכות.
The US believes Iran is closer than ever to building a workable nuclear weapon. But Trump said there's no deadline for the talks. When you start talks, you know if they are going along well or not. And I would say the conclusion would be what I think. They are not going along well. So that's just a feeling. Back in 2015, the US and world powers signed a deal with Iran. It limited Tehran's uranium enrichment in exchange for lifting sanctions. Trump withdrew from the deal in 2018, calling it the worst deal ever. In 2021, under President Joe Biden, the US and Iran held indirect talks in Vienna to restore the deal, but no agreement was reached. Talks with European countries also failed. On Wednesday, the US Treasury issued new sanctions targeting Iran's nuclear program. 5 Iranian entities and 1 individual were sanctioned. These include Atomic Energy Organization of Iran, Iran Centrifuge Technology Company, Thorium Power Company, Pars Reactors Construction and Development Company, and Arab Industries Co. Meanwhile, Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian responded, saying Iran is not after a nuclear bomb. He also made a surprising offer, inviting American investors to Iran if a deal can be reached. He said, and I quote, "His Excellency has no opposition to investment by American investors in Iran." That marks a shift from Iran's 2015 stance when it sought to buy US airplanes but kept American companies out.